Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really fascinating symbol, the Ouroboros. You've probably seen it, that image of a snake, sometimes a dragon, eating its own tail.
Right. It's instantly recognizable. And our goal today is to sort of trace its journey, its meaning.
So what's the core idea? What does it fundamentally represent for us?
Well, at its heart, it's about eternal cyclic renewal. Think life, death, rebirth, that whole unending loop.
It seems simple, like just a circle, but the sources suggest it's much deeper than that.
Oh, definitely. Take the snake shedding its skin. That's not just growth. It's seen as, the transmigration of souls, a constant becoming.
And there's more. Right. Something about fertility symbolism.
Exactly. In some interpretations, the tail is, phallic, and the mouth is seen as womb-like, so it unites those male and female principles. It's creation itself in symbol form.
Makes sense. Even the name points to that consumption, doesn't it? Ouroboros?
Yeah, from ancient Greek, aura for tail and boros for eating. The tail eater. Simple, direct.
Okay, so where does this image first, properly show up?
The earliest known one is pretty stunning, 14th century BCE Egypt, in Tutankhamun's tomb, KV 62.
Wow, Tutankhamun. So what did it mean to the Egyptians back then? Why was it important?
It seems tied to concepts of time and protection. It's linked to the deity Mehen, who protects Ra, the sun god, during his journey through the underworld.
Protecting Ra. How so?
By encircling him, the Ouroboros represents the boundary between the orderly world and the formless chaos outside. It symbolizes the beginning and end of time, the cycle itself.
That's a powerful concept. And it didn't stay just in Egypt, did it? It moved into other traditions.
No, it got picked up quite significantly in Gnosticism and Hermeticism, especially within alchemy.
Alchemy, a philosopher's stone and all that.
Precisely. There's a famous illustration, the Chrysopoeia of Cleopatra. It shows the Ouroboros surrounding the words hen to pan, the all is one.
The all is one. So the snake eating itself is the philosopher's stone in a way, or represents the process.
It represents the principle, the idea that transformation requires this sort of self-consumption, this integration of opposites to achieve wholeness. You often see it depicted with black and white halves.
Like a yin and yang kind of duality.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
And speaking of encircling things, we also see a version in Norse mythology, right?
Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent.
Yes. Growing so huge it wraps around the entire world, holding its own tail, a sort of cosmic scale Ouroboros, representing maybe the inescapable nature of things.
Okay, this is fascinating. Let's jump forward quite a bit, because this symbol pops up in a really unexpected place. Modern science.
Ah, you mean Kekule.
Yeah, August Kekule, the chemist. He said he figured out the ring structure of benzene after a dream.
A dream of the Ouroboros. A snake seizing its own tail. It's an amazing story of the unconscious, providing a structural insight.
Incredible. And psychology picked up on it too, didn't it? Carl Jung was interested.
Deeply interested. Jung saw the Ouroboros as a core archetype, even calling it the basic mandala of alchemy.
What did it mean for him, psychologically?
For Jung, it symbolized the integration of the opposite, bringing in the shadow self, basically. And it represented the potential within the prima materia, the raw, undifferentiated unconscious that needs to be worked with to become whole. Self-creation, really.
But it involves self-destruction, the eating part. How does destruction lead to wholeness?
Well, that very paradox is why it's relevant even now in things like systems theory and cybernetics.
Cybernetics. How does a mythical snake relate to that?
The image, the snake eating its tail, is a perfect metaphor for self-reference. It's used in something called autopoietic calculus.
Okay, autopoietic calculus. Break that down for us.
Yeah. Basically, it's the math used to look at systems that create and maintain themselves. Autonomous systems. Think of a feedback loop where the system constantly defines itself by its own action, its own boundary.
So the Ouroboros is the system and its boundary all at once.
You got it. It contains itself.
And this idea is so vivid, it even named an actual animal.
It did. The armadillo-girdled lizard. Its scientific name is Ouroboros cataphractus, because its defense mechanism is to curl up and bite its own tail, forming a protective ring. A living Ouroboros.
Amazing. So we've gone from Egyptian tombs to alchemical quests to dreams to psychology to cybernetics and now to lizards.
It really shows the power and endurance of this symbol of, endless circularity. It even persists in language,
Like that saying.
Yeah, in Spanish and Portuguese, la pescadilla que se muerde la cola, the fish that bites its own tail, used for circular arguments or situations you can't escape. Vicious circles.
So reflecting on all this, the core message seems to be about these self-contained, self-renewing cycles.
Exactly. Which brings us to a thought for you, the listener. If this symbol represents unifying opposites, self-creation through a closed loop, where do you see similar systems in your own life?
You mean like personal habits or maybe even professional structures?
Could be anything. Systems that seem closed, self-referential, constantly renewing themselves. What can we maybe learn from that paradox, the serpent's act of destruction leading directly to rebirth? Something to ponder.